Welcome everyone to this beautiful session, Gita Way, and thank you for agreeing to attend this session. Thank you for joining the WhatsApp group, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule today morning to be here on Zoom with me, with all another 200 devotees to find out something more that we all may benefit from, and we will take shelter of Bhagavad Gita for our today's learning. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by chanting few Mangalacharan prayers, and I'll chant them. You all can listen. These are prayers offered to Guru Gauranga and Lord Krishna to give us intelligence to be able to understand, whatever Krishna has spoken, because Krishna. So whatever Krishna, we need to learn what Krishna has spoken. We need Krishna's grace, Krishna's mercy. So all will offer our obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, who is founder Acharya of ISKCON, and the Guru Parampara. Sta- so you all can be on mute, and I'll chant the prayers, and then we'll go through the session together. Thank you so much for your patience. Let's begin. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुर्वे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यस्थं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरून् श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं त्वं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशे तारिणे नमो ओम विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवर्षभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः। माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुग भक्तिदा श्रीगौर करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमस्तुते। नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुगा विरुद्धाप सिद्धांत ध्वांत हारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्ब रसाम्बोधे पदाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगावराय ते गौराविर्भावभूमिस्त्वं निर्दिष्टा सज्जनप्रियाः वैष्णव सार्वभौमः श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरात्विषे नमः। पञ्चतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तिशक्तिकं। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जगन्नाथ बद्र सुभद्रा माई की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि बोल, हरि बोल, हरि हरि बोल। Hare Krishna, and welcome everyone to our Gita Way session. My name is Mahapati Ram Das, and I'm a chartered accountant by profession. I qualified in 1998, and since then I'm working in industry. I work as a CFO for one of the multinational company in India, and I live in Mumbai. Live in Vileparle, Mumbai. I have family. My wife is also a chartered accountant, and my daughters. I have two daughters. All of those who would have seen my DP probably by now would have probably become familiarized with my family. So, so they are studying. Elder one is just graduated and pursuing CA, and the younger one is in 10th standard. So we've been practicing bhakti since 2013. Became I was introduced to ISKCON much earlier, but became developed interest in understanding, learning Bhagavad Gita around 2013, and since then I've been trying to study Bhagavad Gita in systematic way under the shelter of our senior devotees and acharyas. We visit Juhu Temple very often, also connected very closely with ISKCON Bhivandi, and that's where we are trying to render some services in our free time. So that's about me. I know all of you have. Again, thank you very much, all of you, for joining today's session. We will be diving jumping into the topic for today, that we will be talking about Gita Way. Gita Way, and we'll try to understand what that is really. One housekeeping tip again, more on the more just to maintain the flow of the session. We will not take any questions in the middle of the session. Will the, and couple of occasions I may ask you to use chat box to express your thoughts, express what you feel, and you feel free to do that. You can type your questions if you have in the chat box. But we will pick them up towards the end. So if you have a pen, paper, or if you're attending from a computer, open a notepad, and keep jotting down your questions. Towards the end we will take some questions. uh, General questions we will discuss in group open forum, and if there are any specific questions we will be happy to get back to you. We can discuss those in one-on-one conversations as well. Towards the end of the session, Vikas Sharma Prabhuji and Vishwanath Prabhuji, they both are helping me with as a co-host of this session. Both are very wonderful devotees, and thank you very much to both of them for agreeing to give this service. So they will be sharing a link to the Google form. We want to hear from you more, and please feel free to do that. Fill that form, give your honest feedback, sincere feedback, so that we can serve you better. So with this, let's jump into the topic that we have for today. Let's see what we have to discuss. Okay, there is before Bhagavad Gita and after Bhagavad Gita, and I'm going to go ahead and click to show you the pictures of Arjuna. Arjuna and Krishna, we can see both of them in to these two pictures. The one on the left hand side is before Bhagavad Gita, and the one on the right hand side that we see is after Bhagavad Gita. Anybody on the chat box, can you tell me what's the key difference in these two pictures? Very quick comment on the chat box. Confidence, submission, and action. Arjun is more confident, ready for war, change of consciousness, enlightened, seeking. Very nice. Thank you so much. Uh, so all of those guesses are, quite right. So I'm very happy to see the amazing response. Yeah, they just keep coming. Beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. So let's see, you know, the transformation. Basically, what we see from left side to right side is complete transformation. On the left hand side, we see in this particular picture, Arjuna is sitting in the chariot, and the verse that describes this condition is comes as the 46th verse in the first chapter, where Sanjay is actually describing Arjuna's condition, and Sanjay is saying that evam uktvarjunah sankhye rathopastha upavishat visrujya sasharam chapam shoka samvigna manasaha upavishat rathopastha upavishat sitting down. Uh, yeah, request everyone to be on the mute, and our co-host will be quick to mute you all. Thank you for that. So upavishat means sat down. And Visrujya Sasharam Chapam. Visrujya is cast aside his bow and arrow. Bow and arrows. He sat down on the chariot, his mind overwhelmed with grief. That is Arjuna's condition. We need to understand, is Arjuna a weeper? Is Arjuna used to cry often? And this is just another occasion when Arjuna is crying? Uh, that is not the right understanding. We need to understand Arjuna's position, to understand the significance of this particular moment where the whole in front of whole army Arjuna is crying. Now Arjuna was the most champion warrior of his time. The Mahabharat war, he single-handedly defeated the entire Kuru army just a few months ago when they attacked Virat Raj. And Arjuna, as a Brahmana, he came out of his disguise and he fought a single-handed war with the entire Kuru army, and he defeated all of them. During the Vanvas, he also went to Svargaloka. He visited Svargaloka. He had that kind of opportunity of going to Swarga, and then he defeated Lord Shiva and won Pashupatri Astra from him. So Arjuna is no ordinary man, who can be brought to tears by just little overwhelmed, becoming really overwhelmed by emotion. He's not that kind of a man. Also, cast aside his bow. Now, Arjuna, we all know, name of.
Hare Krishna. My
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, Mataji, you can unmute and speak if there is any difficulty. Is my audio clear to everyone? Yeah, you can type yes if audio is fine.
Yes, it is clear.
Okay,
Yes,
that's
Prabhuji.
yeah. So just request everybody to be on remain on mute, and yeah, just like I'm asking you to type anyway. So use chat box to communicate more, and then towards the end we can all speak. So Arjuna's bow. Anybody know the name?
Gandhi.
Gandhi.
Yeah, absolutely. So Arjuna, so that bow, cast aside his bow is also not an ordinary occasion. We'll give you an example of how much he loved his bow, or how important that Gandiva Dhanusha was to him. So during the war, once Yudhishthir was defeated by Karna, during the war after Bhishma, and the Dronacharya after Bhishma left the battlefield, Karna joined the army, and then he started fighting, and he once was fighting a war with Yudhishthir, and he defeated Yudhishthir and wounded him badly, and then he had to actually flee. Yudhishthir actually had to leave the battlefield and come back to his camp and to attend his injuries. Hearing this, Arjuna heard of this news, and he rushed back to the camp to see what's his condition. And Yudhishthir saw Arjuna coming. He thought probably Arjuna must have heard the news that Karna injured Yudhishthir, and Arjuna must have gone and killed Karna, as a revenge, taken revenge and killed Karna. And after killing Karna, only Arjuna must be coming to share this news with Yudhishthir, his elder brother. But when Arjuna reached the camp, yeah, Yudhishthir understood that none of these things has happened. Arjuna straight came from the battlefield. He never met Karna on the way. And then he suggested Arjuna, what is the use of your Gandiva? How could you just tolerate somebody insulting your elder brother? And you call yourself Gandhivdhari Arjun and all that. What's the use of it? You should rather give up your Gandiva. And then Arjuna became furious. Arjuna had taken a vow that anyone who will even suggest him to keep aside his Gandiva, he will kill that person. And then this is what has been done by his own elder brother. Now there was a difficult situation, and he became furious, but Krishna had to intervene. Then he said, "You insult Yudhishthir, and that way, for a Kshatriya, insult is worse than death. So for a pure Kshatriya, insult is considered as worse than even death. So you insult Yudhishthir, but no need to kill him." And then Arjuna spoke harsh words to Yudhishthir and reminding him of all the wrong things that he did during the gambling match and other things. And then he he fell at his feet and begged for forgiveness. So Arjuna, so that is the significance of Arjuna's Gandiva and Arjuna in general. He was no ordinary man, and he's definitely not one who could be brought to tears by anyone. He was completely discouraged. In the entire first chapter, Krishna doesn't speak at all. And tells him that Arjuna speaks predominantly in the first chapter, and he gives various reasons for not fighting war. And towards the end of this chapter, the last verse, the 46th verse, as we saw, Arjuna is even giving up his bow and arrow and crying. He sat down in the chariot, completely lost, completely discouraged, and completely no confidence, and overwhelmed by grief. And towards the end of Bhagavad Gita, 1878, 18th chapter, verse 78, the last verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna is Yatra Yogeshwaraha Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdharaha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir Dhruva Nitir Miti Mama, Matir Mama. Wherever there is Krishna, the master of all mistake, Yogeshwaraha Krishna, the master of all mistakes, and wherever there is Arjuna, the supreme archer, Dhanurdhara Partha. What it is suggesting is the same Arjuna who had given up his Gandiv has now become Dhanurdhara. Dhanurdhara is the one who is holding the bow, the bow. So he's already picked up his bow, and now he's ready to fight. So, and the verse further says that the opulence, victory, extraordinary power, and morality, everything resides where these two will be. This is Sanjay says, and that's concluding verse of Bhagavad Gita. So what we have seen is Arjuna is now we are witnessing a complete transformation in Arjuna, a complete 180-degree transformation. And on one hand, he was completely discouraged, and on another hand, now he's completely encouraged. He's enthusiastic. He is empowered, and he is willing and raring for fight. So this is the transformation. Now, this transformation was witnessed in Arjuna. We Arjuna saw this transformation because Arjuna heard Bhagavad Gita attentively and with sincerity. So if he so the Bhagavad Gita is a book which has potency to transform our consciousness. Now, externally, nothing was changed. The Arjuna and Krishna both probably were looking similar. Both were wearing same clothes as before and after. But what has changed is change of their consciousness. Arjuna's consciousness has completely changed. And now, this change was induced by love. This Bhagavad Gita is a song of love. Out of love Krishna has for his devotees, out of love that Krishna had for Arjuna, Krishna spoke these instructions, spoke these beautiful verses, and hearing these attentively, Arjuna witnessed transformation in him. Krishna says towards the end of Bhagavad Gita in 18.64, Sarva guhyatamam bhuyah shrunu me paramam vachah ishto sime dridhamiti tato vakshyami te hitam. Because you are my very dear friend, not ordinary friend, very dear friend, and I am speaking to you my supreme instruction. Guhyatara guhyatamam. Good, better, best. वैसे ही गुह्यतर and guhyatamam is the most, the supreme instruction, the most confidential instruction, the guhyatamam and paramam vacha. So that the supreme instruction, this is not ordinary instruction. What I'm going to speak is the most supreme instruction, and it is the most confidential instruction as well. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. Hear this from me, for it is for your benefit. Therefore, we all should hear the instructions of Bhagavad Gita. And because Krishna is saying that it is for our benefit. It was for the benefit of Arjuna, and it is going to be for benefit of us if we choose to hear those instructions very, very attentively and sincerely. The one of the instruction that follows after this, the 65th verse is Manmana Bhavamad Bhakto. Krishna instruct Arjuna to always think of him, become his devotee. And that way you can come back to me. And 66th verse, Krishna is giving this beautiful verse that Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Ishyami Mashucha. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Mashucha means do not fear. Beautiful instruction. And so this comes as the most confidential part of Bhagavad Gita. The Bhagavad Gita, what is really happening? Bhagavad Gita is happening on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And the battlefield, what's happening really? Um, the two armies have assembled, of Kuru army and Pandava's army. They have assembled on the Kurukshetra battlefield with an intention to fight. And Arjuna actually asked Krishna. The first chapter describes the situation. The Gita starts with a verse from Dhritarashtra, where Dhritarashtra is inquiring with Sanjay. Dhritarashtra is blind king. He's in Hastinapur, and Sanjay is his chariot driver. But and they are conversing. They are talking to each other, and Dhritarashtra is inquiring that, "Oh Sanjay, please tell me what's happening. My sons and sons of Pandu have assembled in the battlefield with an intention to fight. So what did they do?" That's the inquiry verse of Bhagavad Gita, where Dhritarashtra begins the Bhagavad Gita by inquiring. And as a result, Sanjay start describing, and then there are a few verses spoken by Duryodhan, and then Arjun asks Krishna something significant, that Arjuna is on this beautiful chariot, very auspicious chariot, and he's being driven by Lord Krishna himself. Beautiful horses, and Lord Krishna, they are in the control of Lord, and Lord is personally driving his chariot for the pleasure of his devotee. Lord is ready to serve his devotee. Just like how devotees are eager to serve Lord, Lord is eager to serve devotees. So Lord is here rendering service to his devotee as a chariot driver. And what is Arjuna doing? Arjuna is observing the armies from both sides, and he gets a desire to see them from equal distance. So he requested Krishna to take his chariot in between two armies so that he can see them for the one last time. From equal distance before the war actually begins. So remember, the conch shells were blown. Conch shells is like, the is the declaration that the war has to now begin. Bhishma started blowing conch shell. Then Krishna Arjun, they blew their conch shell. All Pandavas blew their conch shell. All the Maharathis and Atirathis, they started blowing their conch shells. And after this, Arjuna had this last desire to see everyone from equal distance, and therefore is requesting Krishna to take his chariot in between two armies. Imagine World Cup final. I know we've lost one 50 over World Cup final, and later on we won one World Cup final in T20. But imagine a World Cup final, the big game, big match. The two teams have reached final after so much struggle, after so much battle, wins, losses, point tables, run rate, net run rate. After so much jugglery, they finally reach the World Cup final, and then the crowd assemble. Assume it is somewhere in India, Eden Garden, where 1 lakh people have assembled, out cheering, and the toss is done. The two batsmen walk out to bat, and then the fielding side comes around. They set the field, the bowler goes on to the bowling mark, and umpires are set, cameras are set, crowd is set, everything is set. And these two batsmen suddenly goes in the middle, comes to the middle of the ground. Middle, there is a pitch, in the stadium. In the middle, there is a pitch, and these two batsmen come together and 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 start talking with each other. Now everything is set. The bowler is waiting, keeper is waiting, umpires are waiting, cameras are waiting, commentators are waiting, crowd is waiting, the whole country is waiting. Whatever these two nations, they're all waiting for the first ball to be bowled, and so important. It's everything is at stake. Stakes are too high, and these two batsmen come in the middle of the pitch and start talking and talking and talking and go on talking and go on talking and don't stop talking, and everyone's will start wondering what's happening, what these two are doing. And something similar happened in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, where Krishna Arjun just went in the middle of two armies, and they just start talking and talking and kept on talking. And Bhishma, the war was about to begin, but Bhishma saw this move and raised his hand. And when Bhishmacharya raised his hand, nobody, people understood that they have to wait for his clearance, and he wanted this conversation to take place. And everyone from Pandava sides were also waiting patiently. So this is how the Bhagavad Gita began, chapter 1. And then the end of chapter 1, we had Arjuna crying sat down after giving various reasons for not fighting. Arjuna sat down in the chariot, crying, weeping, keeping aside his bow and arrow, and declaring to Krishna that I cannot fight. What is the problem? What is the problem? Arjuna reveals that in a way in the seventh verse of the second chapter, when Krishna, where he says that karpanya dosho pahatasva bhavaha pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha yat shreya syan nishchitam bruhi tanme shishyaste aham shadhi matvam prapannam. Arjuna is saying pruchhami tvam dharma sammudha chetaha. I'm asking you, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is best for me. Pruchami, I'm asking you, what is dharma means what is my duty, what I should do. And why am I asking this question? Because dharma samudha cheta. I'm bewildered mind. I'm my mind has become weak. My body is all right. I have the same powers, I have the same armors, I have the same weapons, but my mind has got corrupted. It's like software got corrupted. You may have best of hardware, best of user, nothing can be done. The computer system, the software is the most essential part of our entire infrastructure. And if that software gets corrupted, no matter how good quality you may have Mac, or you may have the best of systems, and the best of users, the expert users, they will not be able to work without that software be getting. So getting that software right is so crucial. So similarly, on the body, the mind is like our software, and getting this mind rise it most crucial. If mind is corrupted, we cannot function, and that's what has happened in case of Arjuna. Arjuna's body is all right, hardware is all right, the user is also all right. User is the soul wants to fight. A user is also all right, but the software has got corrupted, because of which Arjuna is not able to decide what is best for him. Now, Arjuna, then what does Arjuna do? Arjuna surrenders to Krishna. Arjuna is confused about his duty. Arjuna as the champion most warrior in the entire Kuru dynasty. So he had two type of duties. One is Kula Dharma and Kshatriya Dharma. As a Kula Dharma, as the most powerful person in the Kulu dynasty, his job was to protect his family member. As a family man, if you are happen to be a powerful person, it's your duty to protect the weaker people in your family, and not to kill them at least, but to protect them. So Kula Dharma required Arjuna not to fight, and a Kshatriya Dharma required Arjuna to fight. Why? Because Kshatriya is supposed to fight for the righteous reasons. A Kshatriya has to should give up his life, but should not tolerate injustice. A Kshatriya and aggressors are supposed to be punished by a Kshatriya. And aggressors, Prabhupada define aggressors as those who do atrocious acts. And Duryodhana had done all kind of atrocious acts with Pandavas. They 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 tried killing them on multiple occasions. They tried burning them alive in the Lakshagraha. They dishonored their wife. They snatched away their kingdom, Indraprastha kingdom, by cheating them in a gambling match, and all kind of other atrocities, uh, atrocities they were subjected to. So Arjuna had a perfect reason to fight this war and punish those aggressors, those Kauravas. So his Kshatriya dharma required him to fight, and his Kula dharma was telling him not to fight, and he was unable to decide which one to pick. In this confused state of mind, he turns to Krishna and surrenders to him and seek his advice. What should we do? We should do the same, following footsteps of Arjuna. What are our confusions? Most of us will be students, or in the Grahastha ashram. And in Grahastha ashram, in our state also, uh, often we live in confusion. What is more important? Is spirituality more important, or serving my family is more important? Is listening to my wife is more important, or listening to my mother is more important? Uh, is it what is more important to? Is it earning more money more important, or seeking some peace of mind is more important? We are always caught up in dualities, not knowing which one to choose, and often we end up choosing what the majority of the people seems to be choosing, and then at times those decisions are against our heart. We say sometimes that we follow our head, not our heart, but our satisfaction, the peace of mind, the happiness comes from the heart. not from the head. And therefore, many times, many times we live life as if we are living life for the sake of someone else. We live somebody else's dream. We doing somebody else's duty, and in the process, we tend to forget who we are and what is really going to give me happiness. So that is our state of mind. That is the confused state of mind, and the bewilderment that we all witness in day-to-day life. And how Arjuna turned to Krishna. Krishna expect us to turn to him. He is not personally available to us, just like Arjuna, he was available to Arjuna, but he is available to us through his instructions, through his scriptural instructions like Bhagavad Gita. And hence, we all should turn to Bhagavad Gita and seek help from Krishna. There is nothing wrong in doing so. We don't become weak when we seek help from Krishna. We'll soon find out why. Let's talk about Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita predominantly will talk about five principal topics. Which are they? The five topics are Jiva. Bhagavad Gita talks about the living entities, and Jagat. Bhagavad Gita talks about the material world. Jagadish, Jeev Jagat Jagadish. We tried making it rhyming, so for us to easy to remember. So Jeev Jagat Jagadish. These three J and two K, Karma and Kala. so so Bhagavad Gita talks about the material world, that's Prakriti, Jagadish, Ishvara, God. Bhagavad Gita also talks about karma and Kala. Kala is time. So these five topics of Bhagavad Gita are Bhagavad Gita talks about broadly these five topics. Now there are various ways in which we can study Bhagavad Gita, and we all should study Bhagavad Gita. All 249 of us, 250 of us, all of us should at least once try and study Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita, um, that was my biggest motivator. I wanted to study Bhagavad Gita, and I was not getting good instructions, and therefore I was attracted towards this particular Bhagavad Gita by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada of ISKCON, founder Acharya. And when I studied this Bhagavad Gita from my seniors, I started getting all my answers and I became peaceful. Like that, all of us should at least once this particular lifetime should give a sincere attempt to study this Bhagavad Gita. As I've said, beginning, I just studied chartered accountancy course, and it was difficult. Yes, of course. But I can assure you Bhagavad Gita is more difficult than all of that. All of that, what I've learned in the chartered accountancy, Bhagavad Gita is far more superior, far more difficult than all of that. It is difficult, not in the sense in terms of understanding, but in terms of practical application. So we should study it under guidance of some devotees who can handhold our progress, who can monitor our progress. And actually, we if we progress in study of Bhagavad Gita, our life will become successful truly. And that's the benefit that Bhagavad Gita promises. And we all, having attended this session so far, should at least make a vow in our life that at least once we should study Bhagavad Gita. And the best time to do it was yesterday, but the next best time is today, now. So what we'll do from now till end of this session is uh, we'll do a quick overview of all these five topics. Now, again, request all of you to be patient. Some of these concepts you probably must be hearing for the first time. I fully appreciate that. So that's why I tried keeping it as simple as possible. But from in terms of philosophy, it is the original. In terms of examples, it could be recent. So as to so far so that we can make sense out of it. But philosophy is the original. That's what I can tell you sincerely, honestly. So let's jump into the five broad topics and see how they are touching our lives, because Bhagavad Gita contains the knowledge, and the knowledge has to have some utility. Otherwise, it is just information. So we will, during this discussion, from the rest of the discussion, we will try to connect these 5 topics with our life. Okay. So I'll try and speak in Hindi in between, but yes, this is English class. I'm hoping everyone is comfortable in English, but Hindi में भी बात कर सकते हैं, but I don't want to mix it too much, and so that it can become confusing, and that flow also breaks. So let's continue. So we will, so as I said, I was saying that the 5 topics that we will discuss one by one. We'll discuss about Jiva, the soul, Prakriti, Ishvara, God, Karma, and Kala. And then we will try to connect each of these with our life. How we can, how it is touching our life. We may not know right now, but it is indeed touching our life, and how we can benefit by studying about these topics, so that we feel inspired to take up the systematic study of Bhagavad Gita. So the objective is basically to not to leave you after this session. That's fine. Even if you find that, oh, this is not for you, um, maybe it is too difficult for you, maybe it is too easy for you, or whatever can be your conception. Then my objective will be to inspire you to take up to the systematic study of Bhagavad Gita after hearing this session. And because you should find this relevant for your day-to-day life. And our objective will be to connect the two, the knowledge in Bhagavad Gita and the problems in our life. If we can connect these two through some bridge, I think we will be successful in inspiring all of you, all 247, 248 of you, to take up to the systematic study of Bhagavad Gita going forward. So let's begin with the knowledge of soul. Please take to your chat box. Can you remember this image? Not just the name of the actor, but what's happening here. Anybody you can raise hand also. You can speak also. I'll be happy to hear a couple of voices. So if you know how to, hope there is a reaction.
Amir Khan.
No, you can raise hand. I'm saying you can raise hand. How to raise hand? You can use the reaction switch. You can tap on it and then you can raise hand. Bharat Prabhuji. Bharat Prabhuji has raised
Amir
hand.
Khan from Ghazni movie.
Ghazni movie. What's happening? If you can recall, have you watched this movie, Prabhuji?
Yeah. So he's confused, and he got amnesia that he doesn't remember anything.
Doesn't remember anything. So, anybody else wants to add something? Yes, Arundhati Mataji.
Yeah, he wanted to recall something.
Okay, he's trying to recall. He's trying to Rohan. And
Hare
then,
Krishna Prabhuji. Prabhuji, he wanted to take revenge from the villain Gajni.
yeah, but in this particular scene, he doesn't really remember. You see the chits behind, the pictures behind. Anybody wants to tell about what are they about? All about?
Something. No, he is the 15 minutes memory, and after that he lost his memory.
Sir,
And
can
he
I?
again thinking something.
Yes, Sanjay Kumar. And after that, Joginder Prabhuji.
Okay.
Uh, he is having a short-term memory. He want to recollect his duty and pursue further.
Okay. Joginder Prabhuji?
Yes, sir. Like, see, he has a very short memory loss and all. So for that, so what he's doing is he wherever he goes, no, he'll take the photographs and he'll pick up the photos and he'll paste it on the poster. And he want to connect all these things to the what is happening actually.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you everyone for yeah. Sudeep Prabhuji, we can maybe we can reserve your comment for the later. We can have more opportunities. So he's basically he's trying to orient himself correctly. He's trying to orient himself. Now, in this particular scene, he was shown sleeping in this particular room, which is map, which has pictures, which has post-its. Typically on office we use post-its to give us remembrance of something, or to mark things. And then there is a post-it keep your wallet here, keep your mobile here, and then there is a post-it that, and then who is this, who is that, and this is your home. So he is basically trying to get himself oriented. And so if you become disoriented, the difference between the person who is disoriented and oriented, the person who is disoriented will not know what to do, what is right for him, and whatever he will do will not be very successful. So orientation in life, correct orientation in life is most important. All of you agree? You can type yes. If you agree with this statement, you can type yes. Just want to understand that you are all with me. The right orientation for us to be successful in offices also, I think most of you probably must be working professionals or in businessmen. So in anybody new employee comes on board, first few days he just spent in learning, getting oriented, not just entry and exit and washrooms and pantries, but in general, what is the strategy of the company, where company is, where it want to go, where, how do we want to, how do we process things, how do we uh, function here, how do we do things here. These are the, and if a person comes from a new organization, different organization, he will take some time to adjust, even if there could be some familiarities. But overall, every organization has different culture, the different ways of working. So there is a initial first few days he spent in getting himself oriented to how things done. So thank you everyone for confirming. So for us, why it is relevant for us, we also need correct orientation in life. Now, what do you mean by we need correct orientation? All of us know who we are. We don't suffer from this kind of disease that Amir Khan probably was suffering in that particular movie. All of us remember our home. Every day we wake up in the same home. We know who we are. We know the address where we live. We know which car we own. We know our names of all our family members. We know which organization we work for. We know how many shares we have, how much is our bank balance, which investments are getting due for renewal, which investments where I have invested, with what I have done, which when I have planned for my next vacation. We practically know everything. Then what is this question all about? Who am I? Can somebody like to take a guess? One or two hands, please. Yeah, raise hand, and I can allow you to speak. Why we are saying, why this question we are discussing? Bharat Prabhuji.
Yeah, so the basic reason we need to understand who am I is like, why am I here? What is my main motive to be on this earth? Apart from following whatever the name has been given, or following my duties in grahast ashram, or what exactly is required from me? Who am I? Like,
Okay.
where I belong? What is the yeah? So
Okay. Okay.
the
Thank you
real
so
question is,
much.
yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Very good try. Best-selling author, Dr. Subhash Sharma. Yes, Prabhuji.
So we are Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
We
Krishna.
are divine soul. We are here basically to perform our whatever duties are assigned to us. So we ask question: Who are we? What is our purpose? And all our purpose is basically um, do the duty and do the dharma. Dharma is basically surrender to the God and continue whatever we are doing. So whatever action I am doing, I am always actually giving credit to the God and expressing the gratitude. And I have a practice of every 1 hour. I say gratitude to the God every 1 hour.
Okay. Very
Thank you
nice.
so much, sir.
Thank you so much for sharing. Deepak and then Arunima.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Regarding that short-term memory which was seen before, sir, I think because of our continuous birth and death, after 84 lakh species, sir, we get this human life, sir. Because of that, we have forgotten that we are not this body, we are the soul, and our home is not here, sir. Our home is in Goloka, sir. So that may be the case, sir, which was seen before, sir. In my opinion, sir,
Okay.
that is the
Thank you.
thing.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
That's,
Arunima and then
that's
Veena. Last comment from Veena Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes. Yes, Mataji.
I just the purpose. Why? Who am I? I mean, I was a soul, and I am born into this earth with a purpose. Lord has sent me with a purpose. Though I have other household work, my commitments, my day-to-day work, but I have to understand for what purpose I am sent here on this earth. So that way, I will understand who am I actually.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mataji. Veena, last comment from Veena Mataji. Veena Mataji, are you able to unmute yourself? You can speak. Unmute and speak.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
I think it is about finding ourselves. It is about realizing ourselves. It is about knowing the truth about ourselves and the world. That's what it means.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for wonderfully contributing with your thoughts. Who am I? As we said, most of you agreed also that right orientation is most important. If we take an example, if we wake up in the morning thinking that we are Prime Minister of India, uh, Manish Prabhuji, we can speak later. I'll really give you opportunity to speak a little later. We'll continue. We have a lot to cover, and we'll have many opportunities to speak elsewhere. So sorry about this, but I request you to contribute at some later stage on some other topic. So as I was saying that if you wake up in the morning thinking I'm Prime Minister of India and I need to develop this country, and I start writing orders, typing orders, signing them, do this, do that, and sending them by courier to various ministers, will I be successful? No, I will not be successful. So sitting here in my home in Vile Parle, I can take 30 printouts and sign them and send it to 30 different people, many ministries and many institutes, saying that do this, I am Prime Minister of India. They'll all laugh. They'll all, "You idiot, you're not Prime Minister of India. There's a Prime Minister of India who is there in Delhi. The Prime Minister, capital of India is not Mumbai, and Vile Parle to definitely not. So I don't know who you are and why you're doing this." So none of those effort, no matter how sincerely I must be doing, will not become successful, because actually I'm not Prime Minister of India. So if we correctly know who we are, then we can act as per our correct identity. We can act according to our identity, and then our actions can be successful. So we have to ask ourselves who we really are. Bhagavad Gita gives us that answer in a most conclusive, confirming way. Bhagavad Gita says you are the spirit soul. So there is a gross body. There is a gross body which we can see. In every morning we wake up and we go in front of a mirror, and what we see is our gross body. This body we can see because it is made up of the five gross elements: earth, water, air, fire, and ether. Just like this table on which this laptop is kept is made up of the same five element in different proportion, my body is made up of the same five element in different proportion, but by nature they are same. This is called gross body. Inside this we have subtle body which cannot be seen, felt, and touched. That body comprises of mind, false ego, and intelligence. The mind, the psychology is considered to be half science, because it is something that cannot be really seen. Science doesn't really recognize psychology as complete science. And one of the and one of the critical reason for that is it's really can't be known where mind is located inside our body. it generally felt mind is here, intelligence is here. But when the heart surgeries are performed, not anyone has claimed to have witnessed a mind or came across an organ called mind. So but they exist. We say that they are like software. It just can't be seen, felt, and touched, but they exist, and they help us function in the world. So the subtle body, we also, and then all of these is utilized by the real us. That is the soul, the spiritual soul, the spirit soul, which is Sat Chit Ananda. Sat is eternal, the body is not eternal, the soul is eternal. Soul want no, in this body, when we, in the movies, when every movie ends with a title that and then they lived happily ever after. This ever after, nothing in this world is eternal, but soul is eternal. The soul who has come from the spiritual world to the material world is longing for eternal existence in the material world. But why? Because the soul has experienced the same eternal existence in the spiritual world. It is searching for that in the material world. So it is searching for the right thing at wrong place. It is the soul is searching for eternal existence, which is the right thing to search for, but he's searching it in the wrong place, because material world, Krishna says, is dukkhalaya ashashvatam, anityam asukham lokam. Anityam means temporary, ever changing. Asukham means where there is no sukha. Or dukkhalayam ashashvatam. Ashashvatam means temporary. Dukkhalayam is house of misery. So the soul is searching for right thing at wrong place. But that was the desire of the soul. And therefore, soul has been sent to the material world to try and enjoy. And once you are done with it, come back to home. Come back to the spiritual world where the life actually is eternal, spiritual, and happy. The Ananda is the nature of the soul. Soul by default wants to be happy. So nobody teaches a soul to be happy, because that is innate nature of the soul, is to be happy, to search for happiness, to search for eternity, and to search for knowledge. So these are the qualities of soul. And we spoke about the computer analogy. The soul is the user. The hardware is like gross body. And using this software of mind and intelligence, soul is using this hardware, using this body, trying to satisfy its desires, to search for happiness in the material world. This is how the soul functions. So real us is the spiritual spark, which is separated from Krishna, which has the qualities of Krishna, similar qualities of Krishna, but quantitatively we are very, 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 very tiny. It's like a sun ray and sun. Sun ray which enters your house and which is illuminating your house right now is also coming from sun. It's a part and parcel of sun. And sun has the qualities of heat and light, and the sun ray also is having the similar quality of heat and light, but it's there in a very, 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 very minute quantity. The qualities are same, heat and light, the quantity is very minute, but it is coming inside our home and illuminating our home. But we don't say sun has come inside our home, because the sun is too big, it's too vast, and we cannot handle sun, but we can handle a sun ray. Similarly, soul is that separated part of Krishna. A small fragmented part of Krishna has the qualities which are similar to Krishna, and but the quantitatively it's very, very minute. And that soul is trying to enjoy in the material world using our body. Now this is who we really are. We are spirit soul. How do we understand this beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita? Dehi nosmin yatha dehe Kaumaram yauvanam jara tatha dehantar praptir dhiras tatra namayati. Krishna is saying in 13th verse of Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, that as the embodied soul continuously passes in this body from boyhood to youth to old age, soul similarly passes into another body at death. A sober person is not bewildered by such a change. That change, what do we call a death? That event of death is the event of change, where the old useless body is destroyed and a new body is awarded to the soul. So, if your old car is taken away and new car is given, is that a time for crying or to celebrating? In car, in the sense of car, we may call it a celebration. We often do that, right? We buy give old car in buyback. आवाज आ रहा है बहुत, repairing हो रहा है, often it has to be repaired, tires are bad, car is bad, engine make noise, consumes a lot of petrol or diesel, whatever it is. And my neighbor has better car, my elder brother, my younger brother has a better car, my whole building, this is the oldest car I am using. I have a society to look up to. My kids also need to have happiness. This car doesn't have sunroof, so I got a new car. So it's time for celebration. But that's not how we look at the event of death. If we event of death is a very scary event for us, very scary event, and for us to handle, even if our loved ones, when they go through this, could be elderly, our dadas, nanis, or for some of us, even our parents have passed away, and we would probably witness this event from very closely. This has not been very pleasant event. Worst is, um, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, 13 chapter 22nd verse, that Purushaha prakrutisto hi bhunte prakriti jagunan karana guna sangosya sata asata yoni janmasu. Sata asata is higher and lower species of life. Not only we human now, it's not that we will always remain human. It's not that a human being dies and another human being appears. A male dies, a male appears. No, no, not that. Asata asata yoni janmasu, lower and higher species of life. If everything is given, is driven by law, you can, you have a, if your karma is really, really, really bad, you have a very good chance of becoming an animal. An animal going through the process of evolution will become human. And once you become human, um, hopefully you don't become animal again, but it can be possible, based on our karmic actions. We can go higher and we can go lower also. So that is what Bhagavad Gita conclusively tell us. Not no ambiguity, conclusive and with evidence, with very, very bluntly, very boldly, it teaches us that this is not our first life. This was not our first life. This is not our going to be our last life, and we will continue to exist. We existed in past, we exist today, and we will continue to exist in future also. Understanding with conviction that we are not this body, but we are a spirit soul, which is, it's considered to be the beginning of spirituality. Beginning of spirituality. Spirit, knowledge about spirit should happen before you understand anything about spirituality. It begins, the whole spirituality begins with the knowledge about spirit. Adhyatma bola jata hai. Adi Atma. The first you are given knowledge about Atma, and then your Adhyatma study begins. All major religions, that like Christianity and Islam, talks little bit about soul but does not talk about multi-life theory. They all say one life, and because our Bollywood, Hollywood is influenced by these two religions, we have movies like Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara. We will definitely, Bhagavad Gita philosophy is completely opposite. It's much, much, much more advanced, much, much more superior. It's like somebody may study mathematics in fifth standard, and somebody may study it in 10th, and somebody may do PhD in mathematics. And though it's all numbers, the level are completely different. So Bhagavad Gita philosophy is much more superior and much more advanced than what the other philosophies of other religions are. They were very, very basic. So Bhagavad Gita confirms that we are on a multi-life journey. If we are on a journey, if you are asked where are you going, say I'm on a journey. Where will I go? I don't know. Whichever road, wherever the road will take me, I will go. Now that kind of an answer is not will not be considered to be very nice answer. People will want to know where you are going, what is the destination of your journey. So if similarly, if we say that our soul is on a multi-life journey, the question we should ask is what is the destination of that journey, and where you want to go. So before we go there, let's first understand the existence of soul itself. The How do we convince ourselves that actually I'm not this body. All of us may have a nameplate outside the home where we live. We all have our business cards, our designations. We must be very respectable, very respected individuals in our society, in our office, in our community, in society in general, in nation, at a nation level. We must be bestsellers, we must be big stars, we must be, and all of those are, none of those are the designations of my soul. Those are all designations of my body, because my body has taken the birth, my body has gone through the education, my body has made me. People recognize my body. People doesn't even know that I'm soul. Uh, my soul has not been seen by me also. Even I was not properly aware that I am soul. So how do we get convinced ourselves about the exists about our true nature, about the nature that we are actually soul? So the beautiful story appears in the Srila Prabhupada Leelamrut. Leelamrut is Prabhupada biography written by his many disciples. So once Prabhupada was in San Francisco, and his devotees, in American devotees, then, and this is, we're talking about in 1960s, late 1960s, early 1970. So the devotees very enthusiastically would arrange Prabhupada for various programs. They would take Prabhupada to various places, and Prabhupada would speak philosophy there, just to encourage everyone to take up to the Krishna consciousness, chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and becoming vegetarian, start eating prasad. The basic things Prabhupada would speak, basic philosophy Prabhupada would speak wherever the devotees would take him. So devotees once took him to a school, and Prabhupada, the school had arranged for all children to assemble in that assembly ground, and Prabhupada was called there, and everyone started wondering, the philosophy is what Prabhupada speaks. No, what will Prabhupada tell these children? So Prabhupada went there, and then all the children were sitting in the assembly, and he asked for the most intelligent boy in the school to stand up. And then he stood up, he came in front. Then Prabhupada started asking him certain questions. He pointed at his head and then said, "What is that?" Boy was confused. He said, "Why you need a most intelligent boy to answer that kind of a question?" So he started answering. Oh, when head was pointed, he said, "This is my head. These are my hands, the legs, the fingers, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, the cheeks, the chin." And Prabhupada kept asking, and he kept telling, and kept wondering, this could have been done by any idiot. Why Prabhupada wanted the most intelligent boy to answer this kind of a questions? And Prabhupada kept asking, but eventually Prabhupada asked him, "You are saying these are your hands, these are your legs, this is your nose, these are your eyes. Similarly, this is your shirt, and tell me where you are. This is your body, these are different parts of your body, these are the clothes that your body is wearing, but you have not been able to, can you point me to who really you are? Where are you?" The boy became a little confused. Um, then Prabhupada explained him the concept that you are not hand. I don't say I am hand, I am foot, I am nose, I am eyes. I have hand. Just like I have this shirt, I have these hands, I have this nose, I have these eyes. This is my body. this is my body means the moment I say my body, I'm separating myself from the body, that I am not the body. I am not the body. So this is something which is very commonsensically we can understand, that I'm different than my body. I'm inside my body, but I'm not body for sure, because I'm. This is how I say. When somebody passes away in the in our home, they we don't say the body might be lying in front of us, but we say that person has left his body, uh, because at that time we recognizes that the body might be lying here. We refer to him as body. 1 minute later, the moment doctor declares that person is no more, we don't refer to that body as that person. We call him, this is the body of that person. But body, it becomes body. It doesn't become that person. And so at a common sense level, we can understand we can understand we are different than body, and we are probably inside the body, but we are not the body, that's for sure. Another way to look at it is scientific case studies. How do we understand, how do scientists been testing uh, the cases of reincarnation? So there are multiple ways. The reincarnation is one, out of body experience is another one. So in different times, the scientists have been able to conclude that something inside the body has came out of body and either gone to another body, or has gone has came had came out for some time and went back, because it was able to show descriptions which that body was not able to experience. It could describe things which that body didn't knew. um, so reincarnation is a case where the general understanding is that something came from the last body to another body, to a new body, completely different body in a uh, completely different place. Say so 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 let's understand how scientists deal with this topic of reincarnation. Anybody reincarnation, one, I mean, anybody who claim to be reincarnation of so and so can become famous. So scientists really have to take caution that a fraud for quick fame, somebody can use reincarnation to become famous, then they will be interviewed in today's social media, or they can become very famous with quick time. So scientists check whether could this be a fraud case, for somebody wants to become famous and therefore they are claiming themselves to be a reincarnation of someone or something. So the fraud is something that scientists must watch for. Then information should not be generally available. What this means is basically, if it is very generically available information, then really it can be obtained by anybody, and any child can say that those things. Nowadays we have Google, so any information can be gathered through Google, and then the child can be trained to speak that, so that it can be proven that he is a reincarnation of so and so. uh, so that's those precautions are taken and should not be easy guesswork. The one out of body experience case study, where a German woman actually described surgery, and she was not doctor or surgeon by profession, but she could describe the entire surgery, how it was performed, what doctors were speaking. While she was in complete coma, she claimed to have seen that surgery from above, and so that was out of body experience that was registered. So uh, generally the reincarnation is considered authentic case of reincarnation when we, by way of when a children typically in the age of 5 to 10 start revealing things of their past lives, and they start remembering things of their past lives, and then they start telling those things to their new family members. And few significant aspects are like remembrance. They should have correct remembrance, their memories should be accurate, because scientists are able to verify those with help of the researchers. So then recognitions, when they are taken in those scenarios, they should be able to recognize things from their previous life. There could be birthmarks and birth birth defects, and then there could be phobias and behaviors. These are the tests using which a scientist generally concludes whether a case is correct case of reincarnation or it's a fake case of reincarnation. We'll just study one famous case of James Leninger. James was again, this is published in the University of Virginia website of USA. This is an American boy born to wealthy, well-educated, well-to-do parents. Started having nightmares when he was 2 year old. And then he had extraordinary knowledge about fighter planes. He knew everything about fighter planes, and he would exclusively play with fighter planes. During counseling, he he also started having dreams. Therefore, his parents took him for counseling, and then he revealed that he was a fighter jet pilot in his previous life, and his plane got hit during World War II by a Japanese missile, and he got killed in that attack. But his co-pilot survived. That's what he remembered, and that's why he said, "I know everything about fighter planes," and so then his statements were he's taken seriously, uh, and his parents obviously are from Christianity. Christianity does not really believe in reincarnation, so they were trying to play it down, but eventually the psychologist whom they were consulting, they did this research, and then they took him to his previous family, and because it was he was a soldier, there were records, and his previous name was also James, and so they could do with little bit of research, they could find out where he was serving, which in the Air Force, which unit he was serving, and who he was, what was his previous address, who was the co-pilot who survived that clash, and his previous family. And when he was exposed to all of those situations, which he met them at the age of 6, he could recognize all of them, and he could deal with them as if he was of their age. His sister, previous from the previous life, he dealt with as if one would deal with a sister. Now his sister was much more elderly. He was in his new life, he was simply 6 year old, and but he dealt with her as if he would deal with her sister. He dealt with his co-pilot who survived as if he would, and you will deal with your friend. So that is how this got concluded as a case of reincarnation. And of course, scriptural statements, Sat Asat Yoni Janmisu. The Bhagavad Gita has series of verses where Krishna has repeatedly told about reincarnation, not just once, not just twice, repeatedly all throughout Bhagavad Gita. Krishna has at multiple places confirmed about reincarnation. So we are spirit soul, and we are on a multi-life journey. Now we need to figure out what is the destination of our journey. Currently, we are in Jagat or Prakriti. Big Bang Theory. This is what is being taught in the schools today. It's very unfortunate that this is being taught. What does this theory speak about? In summary, it talks about nothing existed because of nothing, that nothing exploded because of nothing, and that nothing gave rise to everything. That nothing gave rise to everything. This is very simplified version of the Big Bang theory which we learn in schools, and that's extremely unfortunate. Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam gives completely different philosophy, completely different information. Uh, Bhagavad Gita confirms that Krishna creates. Bhagavad Gita confirms Krishna maintains this world. Bhagavad Gita confirms that Krishna will eventually destroy this verse. In the 9th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 7th verse, Krishna says, "O son of Kunti, at the end of the millennium, all material manifestations enter into my nature. And at the beginning of another millennium, by my potency, I create them again." In the 8th verse, Krishna says, "The whole cosmic order is under me. Under my will, it is automatically manifested again and again, and under my will, it is annihilated at the end." So this world is not created by bang. There is a creator, there is a maintainer, and there is one who will destroy also. Why it is important? Because then we know where we really are and what we are supposed to do. For that, this is critical. So Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and when his different expansions, one of those expansions are Mahavishnu or Karanodakshay Vishnu. He expands into Garbhodakshay Vishnu. He expands into Kshirodakshay Vishnu. Then there is a Mahatattva. Time begins, three modes of material manifested, false ego comes, then sky or ether and sound comes, then air comes, touch comes, fire comes, form comes, touch, sound, water, taste, and so on. The creation happens in a systematic way. Bhagavatam describes this in a very, very systematic way, how everything, all these elements are created. Bang cannot produce any of those things. The 24 elements and the 25th element as time. So which are those 24 elements? That five subtle elements of sound, touch, form, color, taste. Five, we can witness these elements, right? The, these are the elements by which this entire universe is made up of. The five subtle elements, five gross elements: earth, air, fire, water, ether. Five knowledge acquiring senses: ear, skin, eyes, tongue, nose. Five working senses: tongue, mouth, hands, legs, genital, and anus. And four internal or subtle senses: mind, intelligence, ego, and contaminated consciousness. And the 25th element is considered time, which connects the material and spiritual nature. It's called mixing element. This comes in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 3rd canto, 26th chapter, 11th verse to 18th verse. The Supreme Personality of Godhead can be perceived as time. So that is the Jagat. And this is what we learn. This is what the reality is. Jagadish. Let's move on. Let's move on to Jagadish. What do we know about Jagadish? Who is God? Ishvara Parama Krishna Satchid Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Krishna is referred to as Sarva Karana Karanam. God's definition is that he is Karan, he is the reason for all reasons. You know, circle has a definition. Circle has a definition. What is circle? Which is circular. Similarly, God has a definition. What is God? God is the one who is the cause of all causes. Krishna. Krishna, the cause of all causes. Just like circle is circular by definition, one of the definition of God is the one who is cause of all causes. What are his qualities? God is omnipotent. Omnipotent means Krishna can do anything. He is omniscient. Omniscient means Krishna knows everything, and omnipresent means Krishna is present everywhere. Krishna possesses all six opulences in full, such as beauty, strength, riches, fame, knowledge, and renunciation. That is why Krishna is God. Krishna is, this is why Krishna is God. There are other devatas, and there is a supreme personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna. But Krishna is God. So this is the definition of God. Bhagavad Gita gives us this definition, and Krishna gives us this definition, and eventually, in a step-by-step manner, establishes himself to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like Devatas in the seventh chapter, Krishna will speak that Devatas may be able to give you something, but which is in small in quantity and it is temporary in nature. But if you want, and whatever they give is ultimately sanctioned by me. Just like a finance minister can come on screen and announce a scheme for taxpayers, but ultimately that scheme is sanctioned by Prime Minister. Similarly, a Devata may be able to give us something if we worship them with proper in a proper way. But Krishna says less intelligent people do that. Why? Because whatever that devata is giving is actually I am giving. I am giving through them. Because you don't have faith in me, you are going to that devata, therefore I am giving through them. But they cannot give because they don't possess anything. Everything is owned and controlled by me. So only I can give. And I want to give to you. But you should come to me for that. So this is God. In the 15th chapter, 19th verse, Krishna says that योमाम एवामसम मूढ़ो जानाति पुरुषोत्तमम स सर्वविद भजति imam sarva bhavena bharata. That once you know that I am the purushottama, I am the uttama purusha, I am that supreme personality of Godhead. Sa sarva vida bhajati imam. Once you know this, start worshipping me with all your heart, with all your emotions. So that is expected. So this is how the transformation is expected, by taking definitive action based on the knowledge. So that's how we transform. Krishna expect us to transform studying Bhagavad Gita. Karma. Again, very interesting topic of karma. Um, we let's take an example of three friends went out for a casual walk on a rainy day. Unfortunately, all three fall down due to water puddle and slippery road. Now, one of them actually got few scratches and was really, up and running practically. Um, other friend, the second friend, got a little bit of swelling, but was cured in next couple of days, next few days. However, the third friend actually suffered multiple injuries and was practically bedridden for next 6 months. What's happening here? For a similar karma, for a similar looking action, three people are getting completely three different reactions. Three people are getting three different reactions for seemingly same action. Now all of them, they are present at the same place. It's not that one person is falling down here, another person is falling somewhere else. It's more slippery there. There is no practical, the timing is same, their ages are almost, they are college friends, so they are of same age. It's not that one person is very old, that's for it's suffering more injury. So practically for the same looking action at the same place, same time, three people are getting three different reactions. What could be the reason? Is it just luck or there is something more? Somebody can raise hand, we can have a couple of comments. Surface posture can be different by everyone. Yes, we have one hand raised, Shaswati and Rohan.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare
Prabhuji, here we can conclude that definitely they have something coming from back, which is obviously their deeds.
Okay. Shaswati, you want to say something?
Yes. So I basically all of us, I think we are seeing causes and effects. So the causes create bad karma and good karma. So what these three boys suffered was basically karmic retribution for their bad karma, that is the bad causes. And depending on whichever had more severe bad, negative karma created, that then suffered the greatest injury, and then the next one, and then the next one.
Okay. So you're pointing towards, both of you pointing towards the karma.
বেশি জল হয়ে গেলে
Yes. Chandrasekhar, last comment.
That is depends upon the karma what they have done previously.
Okay. Thank you so much. Karma never loses an address. It is said that karma never loses an address. We have we experienced this kind of thing? For the similar looking actions, different reactions. We all take this kind of experience in our life. In our office, sometimes we do similar work, but one person get paid one kind of a salary, other person get paid more salary, or get promotion often. Practically doing the same work, the outcomes are different. Sometimes in student life, we would have studied more sincerely, but we see that those students who don't study at all, they seems to be getting more mark, and the other way around. So we at times try to lead a healthy life, but still get caught up by diseases, while others seems to be enjoying, seems to be much careless about their health, do all kind of pathetic things, they have bad habits, but they seems to be not falling sick as many times as we do, or some of us may do. What is happening here is, um, for whatever the good bad results that we get generally, sometimes we are able to point to a cause of it, but at times we feel that without any reason I'm getting a result. Without, if you eat, take for an example, that if you eat 5 ice creams today night, today evening, before going to bed, and tomorrow morning you wake up with sore throat, which not able to speak a word, you're able to put a finger to the cause. You are able to see the cause, that because you ate 5 ice creams previous night on a rainy day, you are now waking up with your sore throat. But many times, we get results for which, we don't see apparent reason. Type yes if you have had any such experiences. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes we get results and we wonder, ये कहाँ से आ रहा है, ये क्या गलत किया मैंने, कब गलत किया, कहाँ गलत किया, and why am I being why am I being suffering, why am I suffering like this? So question is, yes, that's true. I think I'm wholeheartedly, a lot of people are saying yes, yes, yes. Thank you so much, everyone, for confirming. But the question is then, what should we really do? The same question that Arjuna asked in Bhagavad Gita, that what I should do. Arjuna turned to Krishna and asked for advice, and then we should also turn to Bhagavad Gita and seek knowledge from Bhagavad Gita. Uh, it's possible to learn Bhagavad Gita on our own, but it is better to learn Bhagavad Gita with some devotees who are also learning from their seniors and trying to practice according to the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. So those who are trying to practice Bhagavad Gita, they can teach Bhagavad Gita in a better way. So yes, it's because of law of karma. We'll see that. Krishna says, I decide. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I decide the result, what result one should get for your action. The question is, on what basis Krishna is deciding? That there could be three broad possibilities. One is chance, or it's all arbitrary. किसको कृष्णा को इसको ये अच्छा लग रहा है, पिंक टी शर्ट अच्छा पहना है, तो इसको स्क्रैच दे दो. ये बुरा, ये बंदा जरा अच्छा नहीं लग रहा है, मे बी इसको 6 months का इंजरी दे दो. ही इज नॉट like that. He is not arbitrary. Why we say that? Because in the world everything is driven by law. So how can God, who has created this world which functions according to law, can give reactions according to on a very arbitrary basis? So it cannot be a matter of chance, or the responses, reactions cannot be arbitrary. Can God be partial? Can God be partial to one, and and can be giving punishment to others? uh, God, the understanding of God we have is He's all fair, is all equal to everyone. That's the fundamental tenet of God. The God has to be equal to, just a parent has to be equal to all their children. A teacher has to be equal to all her students. Similarly, God has to be equal to all his children. So, favor or partiality argument also may not work, doesn't give a very satisfactory response. So, the Krishna gives third reason. Third reason is that I give results according to what the fruits of your past karma due to you. I give result, I give you what you deserve, not what you desire. So this is laws of karma comes into play. The law of karma help us make sense of our current situation and the world in general. It is not by chance that we have diversity in the world. We have rich, poor, healthy, diseased, beautiful, ugly, intelligent, not so intelligent, gifted, talented, not so gifted, not so talented people in the world. Why we have variety in the world? We have variety is not because we were lucky in some sense and other people who are born on the footpath are unlucky. It's not a matter of chance that we are born in our current families with well-to-do situation, and some people get born in slums where they can't even figure out who their parents are, who is their father, and live a very pathetic life, practically begging and stealing just to survive. Now that kind of life was not given to us. So it's not that by chance, we landed where we landed and they landed where they landed. It is not also by somebody we know somebody. हम बोलते हैं ना किसी का वशीला हुआ, या आई नो रेफरेंस टू जॉब मिला, तो वैसे रेफरेंस टू ये बर्थ नहीं मिला. None of us could apply, none of us would did had any control over how we were born, how we were supposed to be born. So this is not by chance, this is not by anybody favoring us and somebody is punishing them. It is all by our karma. All everything was determined by our karma. What was due to be given to us, we've been given that. And that's how we understand the nature, that we are the product outcome of our own past karma. Our current life is the outcome of our past karma. So our past karma decides our present life, and our present karma will decide our future life. And hence, the essential message of learning law of karma is to understand and convince ourselves that we are responsible for our actions. Whatever we do here, we are accountable for that. Don't think that nobody is looking at us. Don't think that nobody will ask us. Nobody knows what we did. Everyone will know what we did. Everyone, Krishna keep track of that. And then we will be held accountable for our actions. So what should we do? We should turn to Bhagavad Gita and we should understand to study Bhagavad Gita, the last section, and then we will open up for question answer. Last the last factor in all
Novinda!
topics is
Oh, Novinda!
kala. Yeah, is kala or time. Krishna says, Kalosmi, time I am, destroyer of the three worlds. This comes in the Bhagavad Gita 10th chapter. He confirms that he is the ultimate time. And as a time, he's destroying every one of us. Every day, we are moving, inching closer to our death. Every day, from the moment we were born with an expiry date. And every day we are inching towards that day. We don't know when that day is. And for the plane crash victims, young, old, And everyone in that particular aircraft, it was that moment, was that time when it was to happen, when they were to meet their death. We don't know when our time is up. Is it 50 years down the line? Is it 20 years down the line? Is it after 2 3 years, or is it after 2 3 months, or is it after 2 3 minutes? We don't know. We don't know. And nobody knows. And hence, we have to, we have to, so before we will also get destroyed in the course of time, before we will get destroyed, our bodies will get destroyed. We should figure out how to act in this world before our current bodies will get destroyed. And they will get destroyed in the course of time. Before that happens, now that we know that we are spirit soul, there is God who is owning this world, controlling this world, and he expects certain things from us, and he has provided those instructions in form of Bhagavad Gita. Now, and we are supposed to, whatever we have been acting probably has been good, but may not be good enough. Maybe Krishna wants us to do something more. Uh, we are we are caught up in the cycle of repeated birth and repeated death, and that's painful, because going through death is painful, taking birth is painful, and going through life is painful. Have to go to school again, have new set of parents, will have to make friends, fall in love again, sing few songs, get married, take up job, take up home loan, produce children, and in the process meet everyone's expectation, try and keep everyone happy, and nobody becomes happy, but still try to keep trying that till the end of your last breath, die, go through the various diseases in the course, fall sick, have money but don't have appetite to eat, have money but doctors are not allowing me to eat, have money, use it for, use it for eating all medicines instead of eating the stuff which I liked, have money and use it for, spend it on hospitals and getting the costliest treatment available in the world, and have money and create family disputes, and keep distributing my wealth for my children and grandchildren, and only worry about all of that. This is miserable condition of life. We just there is no scope for happiness in between. Sometimes India win World Cup and we feel happy, India win some war and we feel happy, but in general our life is covered by miseries, and we have few droplets of happiness popping up here and there which keeps us floating, just like a swimmer keeps coming up, popping up his nose out of water and keep take little bit breath, but again put his nose down in the water and start swimming hard. Similarly is our condition. We are struggling very hard for existence, and in the course we are getting many sufferings, many miseries, and in between few miseries we get few droplets of happiness also. But that is not the goal of our life. Our goal of our life, as defined by Krishna, is to surrender to Krishna and ultimately go back to Krishna. Gita shows us the way, and Gita is the way. Gita shows us that what we should do. If we study Bhagavad Gita under the guidance of devotees, we will feel inspired to live life by transforming ourselves. Not that we are bad people, but we can definitely become better people. We can become Vaishnavas, we can become pure devotees. We can love and serve Krishna. Sarva Dharman Parityajya has that aspect expected from devotees. And if we can do that, Gita becomes the way of life. Gita becomes the way of life. And then uh, Krishna becomes the object of our meditation 24 by 7. By remembering Krishna, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anusmara yudhyacha. That's the instruction Krishna gives in the 8th chapter, 7th verse. And if you can do that, if you can remember Krishna 24 by 7, we will remember him at the moment of our death also. And that's how we will go back to Krishna. So Bhagavad Gita shows us the way how to do things. How is God? Who are you? What is this world all about? What are you supposed to do? Why are you suffering? What you are supposed to do? What will happen if you don't act according to the instructions of Bhagavad Gita? And what can happen if you act according to the instructions of Bhagavad Gita? Krishna wants to inspire us, not to instruct us, inspire us. He's giving us choice. Do this. It is for your benefit. And he's expecting us to utilize our free will to choose Bhagavad Gita over other things. We would have done a lot of studies in our life, but this one study you do not want to miss before you end your current life. So my objective is to pray, to request all of you to kindly take up the study of Bhagavad Gita and and improve your life, make your life perfect, develop love for Krishna, and ultimately go back to Krishna. We have japa sessions morning and the evening. We have practice mantra meditation on Zoom, where we can come to all devotees can come together and chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. This is Mahamantra is the means to connect with Krishna, to develop our redevelop our lost relationship with Krishna is through chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. In the Kali Yuga, this Nama Sankirtan Yajna is expected to be performed. This is again instruction given by Krishna when Krishna reappeared as in the form of his devotee as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he inaugurated that you cannot the given the nature of people in the Kali Yuga, he says simply by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra you can go back to Krishna. So that Krishna made things easy for us. We don't have to do any big yajna. We don't have to go to Himalayas and practice meditation, but by simply taking up to the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This 16 syllables mantra can be chanted on the beadback, and that's how we establish our connection with Krishna, and we can go back to Krishna. Another beautiful session we have in the evening is reading of Srimad Bhagavatam followed by reading of Bhagavad Gita, one verse from Bhagavad Gita. This happens from 8:30 till 9:15. This again happens on Zoom, so that this is the facility. We are using technology for developing our Krishna consciousness, becoming more conscious of Krishna, and thereby developing our affection for Krishna, our love for Krishna. Krishna has spoken Bhagavad Gita because he loved all of us. Now we have to show our intention to love Krishna back. And by doing that, by showing a sincere desire to learn Bhagavad Gita, to practice mantra meditation, to practice, to live life according to the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, we will transform ourselves. We can transform ourselves, we can become more Krishna conscious, and ultimately we can go back to Krishna very easily in this one lifetime itself. We will break for question answer.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. So there are a couple of questions in the chat box, and maybe we can request Prabhujis or Matajis to speak up because there are so many combined in the messages. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, you can also circulate a link for feedback. That will also be nice. So those who want to leave, please fill the feedback form. We'll post it in the group as well, WhatsApp group. Hopefully all of you are there in the WhatsApp group. So we expect all of you to fill this in the WhatsApp group as well as it is posted, but Prabhuji will post it in this chat box also. So if anybody present here wants to ask a question, please raise hand and we can have a question answer session quickly. Yeah, we see a couple of hands raised. Sanjeev Prabhuji and then Mayuri.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes, Prabhuji, very loud and clear.
Prabhuji, thank you so much for such a beautiful and informative session. My question is, Prabhuji, the Lord says in the Gita that if you really want to progress on the path of devotional service and understand Him, you need to approach a bona fide guru who's in the disciplic succession, serve him, and inquire from him submissively. So, practically, today, how does one do this? Because you don't have that concept of a Gurukul system where you had a kind of one-on-one, contact with a guru. So, how does one carry this instruction of the Lord to understand the Gita and understand him by approaching a bona fide guru, serving him, and inquiring submissively from him? Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful question. So there's a beautiful verse in Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, 34th verse, where Krishna says that Tadvidi pranipatena pari prashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshana. So where Krishna is saying that what, as you rightly said, that by you need to approach a guru, and in today's time where we are busy, we are living in cities where we are busy in our life for majority part of the day, how do we find a guru and how do we surrender to him and how do we carry out according to this instruction? So this is possible through right now. What we are doing is I have, as I explained in the beginning of this session, that in I have heard Bhagavad Gita from my seniors who have heard it from their seniors and who have heard it from their seniors. Ultimately, Prabhupada has taught all of us this Bhagavad Gita, and Prabhupada is pure devotee of Krishna. So the disciplic succession comes from Srila Prabhupada, and we all are learning and speaking the same thing as was spoken by Srila Prabhupada. So that is how by attending these sessions, we are in the disciplic succession. We are following a disciplic succession in terms of principles. In terms of examples can be real, it can be more recent, but the principles which are spoken are universal, are the same as they were in the original book, as the same as they were spoken by my Guru Maharaj, he was a disciple of Srila Prabhupada himself. So the principles will not change, but the examples can change. And that way, when we speak, we speak the same principles that were spoken by our Guru Maharaj, in order to ensure that the Guru Parampara is not broken, is taken care of. So by attending classes on Zoom or in person, as the case might be, through various ISKCON preachers, through our group also we will launch a separate class, you essentially get the same message as it was given by Srila Prabhupada, because we will study the same Srila Prabhupada Bhagavad Gita, we'll speak about the same principles, same fundamental principles spoken and explained by Srila Prabhupada. By doing that, and we ourselves are also trying to live life according to the same instructions. It's not that if we are speaking something and we are doing something completely opposite, we may not be perfect in our life, but we would have also been trying to live the life according to the same principles, which means there we have that's where you see the complete synchronization of instructions and the practical application. And if we can study Bhagavad Gita according to in this group with the devotees of this group, you should also be able to learn the same principles and can experience the same benefit. So even if eventually you can even surrender to a guru, and we have many gurus in ISKCON also, and that way, as you progress further, we should be hoping to have a guru, and we should be able to hoping to have take Harinam Diksha from our guru and become more surrendered in our spiritual practice. And that can be, but that can happen very easily even by staying connected with the group of devotees on this group. Okay, Prabhuji?
Yes, thank you so much, Prabhu. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Mayuri, you had a question?
Yes, I had a question. Actually, two questions. Just now we have spoken with Guru Kripa. I want to talk about Guru Kripa. If any devotee is there who doesn't have Guru, of course we need a Guru Kripa to connect with Lord Krishna. So without that, it is not much easier for perfection of life, right? So how can we get a Guru Kripa, especially when woman or girl is there? How can she get a Guru Kripa? And one more question is that can we feed birds or cows on the day of Ekadashi because we avoid grains and all? So how Shastra comments on it? I don't know what it is. That's why I asked.
About Guru Krupa, we just spoke by learning, by staying in association of devotees, not practicing Krishna consciousness. Eventually, we get Guru Krupa, and that's the way we followed. That's the way you all you're all welcome to
It's
follow.
like devotee association is also a little difficult for like who does home chores and all. Then going to temple again, it is a difficult situation for girls to go temple.
Correct. So, yeah, that's fine, but you have Zoom facilities for that. And then occasionally, definitely you should be able to come out and meet girls, other Matajis, and seek their association, and that's how you progress. So we can discuss this in more as well, because every person can have a different condition situation, and accordingly, individual instructions can also be given, but it should be possible. One is learning Bhagavad Gita from devotees should not be difficult at all because we have Zoom. Everyone, all of you can be in your own comforts of your own home. All you need is just a little bit mental focus, mental dedication to make yourself available for 1.5 hours, 2 hours, so that you can try to make sense, study this properly. But apart from that, it should not be very difficult to study Bhagavad Gita in association because of Zoom. Eventually, we should seek a personal association as well. It can start from telephonic conversations, and eventually it should start where you should be able to go out and meet devotees, uh, participate in yatras, visit temples at least occasionally once a month, and then that's how you grow in your association, and eventually you can get Guru Krupa also. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah. That's
The second question was about feeding. Yes, we can offer normal food to Krishna also and distribute it as prasad to those who are not following Ekadashi. So
okay.
that's all right.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Sanjay Kumar Prajay. Yes, Sanjay Prabhuji, you can unmute and ask your question. I see your hand raised. Okay, Gaurav, maybe. Okay, yeah, Sanjay Prabhuji.
प्रभु जी
Yes.
प्रभु जी
Yes.
हरे कृष्णा आपने बताया था कि हिंदी में भी बोल पाएंगे तो थोड़ा ज्यादा अच्छा रहता जब सेशन हिंदी में होता तो और कुछ क्वेश्चन भी रेज हो पाता रिक्वेस्ट भी आया था कि हिंदी में स्पीच
एक
दें
हिंदी हाँ प्रभु जी, पर पूरा ये इंग्लिश का है सेशन, एंड देर बहुत सारे डिवोटीज ऐसे होंगे उनको हिंदी ठीक से समझने
जी
आए, तो इसके लिए ये प्रिडोमिनेंटली हिंदी सेशन है, बट आपसे फीडबैक में आप ना प्रभु जी वो लिख देना
जी
हिंदी सेशंस के बारे में, तो जो
जी
हिंदी सेशन भी हमारा होता है एक, वो भी
जी
जूम पे होता है बॉम्बे में,
जी
तो वी
जी
कैन हम लोग आपको उस सेशन के साथ कनेक्ट कर पाएंगे.
जी हरे कृष्ण
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Gaurav Prabhuji. And then we have Dr. Subhash Sharma. Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhuji. Good afternoon. I have written my question in the chat. Can you please read it?
Let me open the chat box. Gaurav, can you speak? Because no, there are 360 plus messages in the chat box. It will take me
Okay, okay,
scroll down.
okay. So Actually, my boss is sometimes good with me, and yesterday he helped me a lot on Friday. And this weekend he had a lot of workload, and I have been postponing my personal and family commitments since 3, 4 months. Now he's again calling me, and it is disturbing my urgent personal commitments. So what do I do? I'm feeling guilty of not helping him today.
Yeah, we can have this conversation offline. I'll just give a generic response, but we can more specific discussion. You have my number, right? You are part of the group, right? So you can
Yes,
send a
I'm part of the
message,
group.
and we can have a quick conversation and we can discuss more. General question कैसा होता है कि where we should we be able to draw lines? At times we may not be able to draw lines. See, everything depends on our condition. If we are at different stages of our career, we have very limited choices. At the beginning of our career, at times we have no choice. If we I remember I worked as a article student for 3 years in a CA firm. How much choice was I having? I was there barely getting paid a very minimal prescribed amount by C Institute as stipend, and which was probably enough for paying my train fare, and and I was practically working on all 5, 6 days. Just Sundays used to be, but Sunday used to be we used to spend most of the Sundays in traveling, because from Monday onwards we would start new audit from somewhere else. So practically, I we were dedicating entire the whole week for during our. So at the beginning, was that considered okay? uh, we didn't minded it. We were okay with it, because that was a time when we knew nothing. We just graduated, fresh out of college, knew nothing about anything, and we wanted to learn. So we didn't mind it. As we progressed, as we progress, you get married, you get stability in job, you get qualifications, stability in job, get married, have grahastha ashram, have other responsibilities. At times you can, that time, you may that time you should be able to draw a line somewhere where you can at times should be able to say no, and should be able to prioritize between your family commitments and official commitments, because office is important and family is equally important, and you need to balance the two. At times, when somebody in family falls sick, you ignore office, pay more attention at home. But whenever official commitments come up, at times you ignore home, but you pay more attention to office. But here, your overall approach is to balance. You don't want to overdo both, because it's this stage of your life. Earning money is equally important. Just staying home will not make people at home happy, because they will ultimately ask for money. So you want to balance both. In the initial stage of your career, your office was heavy, family was low. Now, middle stage of your career, maybe you want to balance more. Towards the end of your career, you want to have other aspects, becoming more prominent, like your health can become more prominent, your hobbies. A lot of people towards the second last phase of their life, or of their career, they don't want so many promotions. They reject promotions. They want to have lead a little peaceful life. They want to stay closer to home, where their office place should be closer to home. They don't want too many transfers. So they want predictable life. You want little comfortable life, and don't want adventures unnecessarily. So depending on which stage of your career you probably are in, accordingly your responses typically will change in these situations. But hope this is unable to answer the question, but otherwise we can have a quick conversation to discuss your specific question.
Yeah, I've sort of spent 5, 6 years in my career right now at least.
Yeah.
So I'm like almost at the beginning of my career, I
Okay.
could say.
So you can expect a little bit dominance of office over your personal matters.
Mm,
Anyway, but if you have still any specific question, we can discuss. Okay.
yeah,
Feel
okay,
free to
okay.
message me, direct message me on WhatsApp, and I can we can get into a call. All right. Dr.
Okay,
Subhash
Prabhu.
Sharma, and then Jagdish,
Thank you, Prabhuji.
thank you so much, Gaurav. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Basically, sir, I have written a book also, How Youth Can Win Now. And I believe in Bhagavad Gita from my childhood. I have been studying. And basically, my concept basically Eastern and Western, how to combine both, like four Purusarthas, Dharma, Artha, Kam, Moksha, and focus, go towards the path of purpose and go towards the Paramatma and Paramarth. So my thing is basically when I am doing this, when guiding the youth, it is helping me a lot. Taking the lessons from on the transformation, on the training, teaching, and all that from Bhagavad Gita. So I'm really grateful for that. And there also, I actually have the approach of like passion, purpose, parivar, professional promotions, progress, prosperity, profits, all combined. So that is the holistic approach. And it is based on Discover Framework, 7 areas of life, 7 different areas. First is the S, that
So,
is the
Prabhuji, you have a question?
soulful.
Prabhuji?
Yeah, sir, I'm just coming to that. So that is the basic is the spirituality in that, not the religion, but the spirituality. So this is giving the moving in that. If the root is good, the fruit will also be good. So I'm thankful. My question is basically how to guard the environment because there is a lot of environment around. We can inspire others, but जैसे like I will say in Hindi because somebody is there, they can understand in Hindi. सतयुग में सतयुग जैसा रहना आसान है बट कलयुग में सतयुग की तरह रहना ना काफी डिफिकल्ट है so that's how we are actually fighting against the environment. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So devotees, Krishna expect us to become devotees, and devotees, there are orders, and devotees. Prabhupada used to write that devotees are perfect gentlemen. Devotees becomes perfect gentleman. There are qualities. 18th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes certain qualities, and some of those are shamo, damo. Shamo, damo means mind control and sense control. Mind control, sense control. Then there are other qualities Krishna explains like shanti, kshama, jnana, vijnana, knowledge and realize knowledge. So these are the beautiful qualities Krishna list out in the 42nd verse of 18th chapter, which are automatically manifested in devotees. So if you become devotees, all these qualities will automatically manifest in you. Now, with these qualities, you are able to see everything in connection with Krishna. So, all the living entities as well as all the human beings in connection with Krishna. You see Krishna in everything. In Bhagavatam, this universe is given the upama of Virata Purusha, at the body of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And that is important. None of the things which we today take from nature belongs to us. We do it. There was a university in USA who conducted a study of sun, that the light that we get from sun, if you were to pay bill to the nature, how much would that cost? And they say that in the city of USA, the light that city consumes from sun free of cost, if they were to pay, it could come to few $1 trillion a day, which is just not affordable. Something so basically, when we read Bhagavatam and we understand that this universe is like a body of Virata Purusha, or universal form of Lord, nothing but Lord. Everything in this world is nothing but energy of Krishna. It's Krishna. If with this mindset, with this understanding, when we function in the world, you naturally become careful about the world, because the mountains, the rivers, the everything is Krishna's energy. 10th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna elaborately explains how we can see Krishna in everything. So if you become devotee, naturally you become careful about everyone, not only just nature, but everyone, everything. And it just becomes your nature to love everyone, to love everything. So nature included in that. So obviously, uh, yeah, I mean, make the whole world devotee of Krishna, and then the whole world uh, will protect the environment. Okay, Prabhuji, thank you so much for your question.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. And it will really help a lot. Thank you so much.
Jagdish Prabhuji, Jagdish Vani Prabhuji, Air Commander Jagdish Vani.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
And first of all, my compliments to you. You have ignited the minds to start reading a Bhagavad Gita, and it's a way of life. It's my compliment to you.
Thank you so much.
Prabhuji, I have two questions. One question is very simple. I'm always chanting that Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Somewhere I read it is starting with the Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare. Which one is correct?
So this is the first question, right? So we just had a session last Wednesday, one of the class by Srila Prabhupada, and there he bring up this point that there is unnecessary debate about chanting Hare Ram first and Hare Krishna later. Uh, with both, it's like the same person. It's the same, you're chanting the name of the same person in different ways. So it doesn't matter. But try and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That is better.
Sir, I agree with you, but when you say it's better, why it is better?
One is, it is what is given by Lord Krishna himself when he appeared as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in form of devotee to teach how to become devotee of Lord Krishna by personal example. He gave this mantra for chanting. He gave this mantra and he called this as a Maha Mantra, as a sar of all other mantras. So you chant one mantra because in Kali Yuga, you'll not be able to remember. The memory is short, life is short, intelligence is small. So you'll not have opportunity to learn a lot of things and chant the other mantras. But even if you can chant this one mantra, love for Krishna this is good enough to invoke love for Krishna in your heart.
Okay.
That is the purpose of our life.
Okay, I got it, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. So my second question is, like we always have work in an organization, there is a hierarchy. We have in a house also, there is a hierarchy. There's a father, grandfather, grandfather, and so on, so right. And in an organization, when we serve, we don't go to chairman directly. We go via pyramid only. Okay, now I understand, but I want to get convinced and I want to know from you that when we say Krishna means you any demigods, you may not go, you can go directly to Krishna. Is it wrong to go through stages? Or you can talk about the saying that I mean in our country we respect all religions, all gods and all that. So when you go to some god and still remember the Krishna in mind, so it goes to the Krishna. So is it wrong to go through via media or directly to Krishna?
So Bhagavad Gita covers these questions in the 7th chapter and 9th chapter.
Okay.
Bhagavad Gita is inclusive book. When dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge. Dharma samsthapanarthaya includes dharma. Basically, it's not dharma that there the dharma is used as a social order, not in terms of Hindu religion to be established over all other religion. That was not in general. It means the social order has to be established. The social order covers the entire society.
Correct.
Okay, social order covers entire society, which means in the society there will be some have who would have developed faith that Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead and I need to worship Krishna alone. And similarly, in the same society, there will be people be who will be God conscious, but who may not have the same level of conviction. In fact, they could be attached to some other deities like Durga, like you know, like some Shiva, Lord Shiva, Lord Ganesha, or some other form of which they may like. So Krishna, when he creates social order, he makes it inclusive of everyone. He provides even for those who don't even believe in the existence of God. Even they get food. So he creates a social system which is all inclusive, where if you happen to be one who does not directly want to go to Krishna, Krishna says, whatever the deity that they have faith in, I make their faith steady. I know they, for some reason, they're not able to come to me directly, because they, whatever their feelings might be, you express a feeling that you don't want to break the hierarchy. Maybe that could be one of the reasons, but there are many other reasons people may give for not approaching Krishna. They may not be convinced that Krishna is the supreme God, but Krishna says, but whatever they, if you have happen to have faith in Lord Shiva, Krishna says, I make their faith steady so that they can follow rules and regulation of worshipping Shiva properly. But Krishna says, they are not very intelligent, because ultimately whatever Lord Shiva will give you will come from Krishna. So he does not, he creates a system. The demigod worship is part of Vedas overall, because Krishna does not want to exclude anyone from the social system, social order. He wants everyone to be inside it. And even if you're not able to Krishna, it's not an exclusivist society where accept Krishna as supreme personality of Godhead or get out. No, that's not the point. That's he has to provide for everyone, because everyone is anyway his children. So he creates an inclusive society where he has provided for everyone. So even if you don't want to worship him, fine. You want to worship Lord Shiva, worship Lord Shiva. If somebody wants to worship Lord Ganesha, Lord Ganesha. It's like when we study those chapters, we see the prodigal son. We see that through an example of prodigal son, where a prince, take away from his own fortune from the king and go away, and then he exhausts all his money and then start working for a master. And then eventually king wants to bring him within his kingdom, but king knows that he will not come to him. If king calls, he will not come. Then king sends him one of his minister to call him. He said, oh, how much you are getting here? Oh, I get 100 rupee per day. Oh, I'll give you 200 rupee per day. Come start working for me. That the son comes within the kingdom and starts working for this minister. Now this minister is actually employed by king. So by keeping him within his kingdom, the prince has not returned to the king, but at least he's within his kingdom. So, and eventually the prince realizes that this minister is also getting his mercy from somewhere else, and then he approaches the king and ultimately can come to king. So it is a progression, it is a progressive way of worship. Eventually we will realize that maybe our deity, whatever his sanctioning is, Krishna says it's coming from him, then can I go to him directly? And the answer is yes. Krishna is waiting for us, standing within our heart, witnessing all our activities. He is waiting inside our heart. He is waiting for us. Not No other deity can claim to be doing that. So he is very much there. He's closest to us than anybody close that you can imagine. A soul and super soul, Paramatma, Atma Paramatma, are very, very, very close to each other. The only problem is the soul is looking in the other direction. Soul is not looking in the direction of the super soul. Therefore, we just have to turn him around and make him look in the eyes of that Paramatma, and then that soul will fall in love with this super soul, because they both are same material. They both are made up of the same material, and one is father, one is son. So it's very natural that the son will fall in love with his father. Therefore, eventually we should hope to become exclusive devotees of Lord Krishna. But intermediary, if we are worshipping someone else, we can continue that for the time being, but we should also continue the study of Bhagavad Gita. Eventually, that should give us conviction and faith that we will not offend. A lot of people think that we will offend the deity. No, it's not going to be the case. You have a local corporator or counselor. You go to him and start praising him as if he is the Prime Minister of India. He will not feel happy that you are considering him as Prime Minister of India, because he understands he is not. That is simple the way demigods are dealt with in Bhagavad Gita. Hope, Prabhuji, I'm able to answer your question partly.
Thank you, Prabhuji. So nice of you. Thanks a lot. Understood. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Deepak, Prabhuji, the last question we have.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, my question is, recently I've entered the Grahastha ashram. So before that, sir, I used to my spiritual part was quite good. I used to do daily 16 rounds chanting. My spiritually part was going as I was as advised by the Prabhupada, sir. But after entering Grahastha, I could not do the Bankal Arati on time. 4:30 I used to do earlier when I was single. So after being at the relationship, being at Grahastha ashram, the Mangal Arati is also not on the timely basis. Sometimes due to work also, sir. My work is constant traveling from one place to another. So I need at least 7 hours sleep. If I could not get 7 hours sleeps, I could not function the work properly. So that is the one case. And another case is I could not do the Mangalarti on time, 4:30. Sometimes it will be 7. Sometimes it will be later than that, 8 a.m. 8 a.m. So and before that, I have a dream. The Prabhupada dream giving me something I thought he gave me this japamala or something. He did not spoke, but he just gave me before Grihastha ashram. So, and after being at the Grihastha ashram, so my question is, Prabhu, am I falling down from the spiritual life, or is it another case? So please, I want to know that, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing your heart. I really appreciate that. As I understood, Grahastha ashram per se is not bad. Okay, Grahastha ashram per se not necessarily becomes cause of our downfall. Okay. At times, people live alone and they fall down as well. It's not that one thing. There's no perfect cause and effect relationship between these two, and do not even consider this to be a downfall also. There will always be, the graphs will not always be flat. It's difficult. It's at times very, very difficult. And given the nature of Kali Yuga, it's not expected also that perfect flat graph, unless you happen to be living in the temple and dedicating your life for the temple. That's where that perfect graph can be near perfection. But there also, if you fall sick, you will miss Mangalatis there as well. So don't no need to be very harsh with one's own self as far as uh, the sadhana is concerned. We should you as you rightly spoken that the 16 round is the minimum we have, and even in Grahastha ashram we should definitely do those. We should find time to do those things, minimum to the as the bare minimum. As just say, we take bath every day, right? We may be Somebody might be in hospital, but we'll still take bath, we'll still brush our teeth. Similarly, we should consider chanting 16 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra to be that kind of an activity. We will find time to eat our meal at least once a day. Similarly, we should chant our rounds, whatever those are. Even if they are less, at least set a minimum standard of 8, 10, 4, whatever that is. Make sure that you grow from there, don't come down from there. As far as home worship is concerned, we don't have standards. I mean, there, it is, we heard one session that at home, you do what you want to do. Krishna is at your mercy. It's not that we don't want to do right things, but you don't have to be very harsh with your own self as far as doing those right things. Uh, it can be flexible. The home worship is flexible. Um, if it is great to have good standards and better standards, but it don't have to be very harsh with yourself as far as those are concerned, especially if you are doing a traveling job. I'm sure you'll have struggled to do Mangalarti every day at home. If you're traveling, obviously, if you're catching flight, if you're catching trains, you're returning home odd hours, you're flying out, driving out odd hours. So it's not that simple to lead a grahastha life. So again, Mangalarti, wherever possible, try and attend it in temples and or perform them whenever possible. Um, but but have some minimum standards. I'm hoping your wife is also is Krishna conscious, and she is also chanting. So need to encourage each other to set some minimum standards and go up from there. I think, and we can have specific discussion later if you wish to. But this is how I will see that can be helpful to you.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. But one more question. I also, if there is time, can I, Prabhu?
Can we, because it should be more of a personal nature, so if it will be good if you can mention this question and or send me a direct message and
Okay.
we can discuss, because then we
Okay,
can
Prabhu.
discuss more specific situation also.
Okay, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
So, Prabhuji, thank you so much. Agni Prabhuji,
Thank
last
you.
question. We have one hand raised.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Prabhuji, my question is, what is destiny, and is it already written by Krishna for us, or we create it throughout the lifetime?
So, destiny in simple terms is something that we have created by our own actions, past actions. And Krishna has sanctioned it. It's like a judge, we commit murders, and when we are put up in front of a judge, and judge sanction us, 15 years in jail or hang until death. So, yes, in a way, judge is becoming cause for it, but ultimately it's created by our own action. It's like I have, as a government, I have written a rule that if you drive when the signal is red, you will be fined 500 rupees. And then I have a free will to stop at the reds when the signal is red, or to see left, see right, nobody is watching, let me drive, nobody will see. But then there will be a camera on top and they will click me a picture, and I will get a challan at home, and then I will be asked to come to the court to pay that challan, and then judge will say take 500 rupees from him. Now judge seems to be ordering, but but it's by my own free will I chose to break the signal, and because of which now I'm paying the fine. So so Krishna is the ultimate cause, but there's an immediate cause, remote cause, and ultimate cause. Immediate cause is our action, and those actions could be of any current life as well as could be of any past lives, and which past lives we will not have any clue. Therefore Krishna says gahana karmano gati. कर्म की गति बहुत गहन है. It's like intricacies of karma, the and reactions of karma are very difficult to understand. But Krishna can understand. For us, for the jivas, where we have our very short memory, where we can't even remember what we ate last Sunday or last to last Sunday, for us to remember all of those is practically impossible. And therefore, Krishna says, one should the understanding of law of karma, the law of destiny, is not to pinpoint on which karma is causing which reaction, but to in general understand that my karma will produce reactions, and hence I should be responsible in my karma. I'm accountable for my actions. So don't have to assume nobody is watching. I'm being watched every time. My Paramatma in heart is watching, the sun is watching, moon is watching, air is watching. These are all devatas. They will all submit their reports to Yamraj. When I will visit Yamraj, I will be asked, I will be shown all of this. And so I am responsible. Once I understand that, then I will inquire, then what am I supposed to do? And those inquiries will bring me to the Bhagavad Gita, study of Bhagavad Gita. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, my another question is related to this one also only. As there is someone, or most of the time we used to hear that there is a God's plan. You should believe on it, and it is more better and much higher than your plan. So, Prabhuji, is it like the God's plan is the destiny, or my plan is like my karma? So I'm just got a bit confused in this thing.
Yeah. When we God's plan is also God's sanction. Okay. Just like we took an example, I don't know if you're there, that if you eat 5 ice creams and wake up next day morning with sore throat, it's not God's plan.
Yes, mother. Yes, Prabhuji, I heard it.
It's your action that you see a cause and effect relationship.
Yeah.
But at times, this cause and effect relationship is missing. We see the effect, but we don't see any cause. Now you're not eaten ice creams. You probably, we say, took an example of, those who lead good, healthy lifestyles, but sometimes they get caught up by some diseases. Is it God a plan? Um, yes and no. So, for example, a 92-year-old person came to a TV studio in America and came with a cigar in his mouth and saying, he was giving an interview, and then the interviewer asked him, have you not been told by anybody that smoking is injurious to your health, can cause cancer? And he said, well, actually, a lot of people told me this. Lot of my doctors have told me this, and most of them are dead by now. And some of them actually died of cancer, but they never smoked. So, in simple way, this cause and effect relationships are bewildering. At times, children are born with cancers. Now they have there is no cause in the immediate sight of they can't see a cause, but they see a effect. Children are born with AIDS. Now, when was the cause? I mean, they are just children. And so when we expand our horizon of our vision to multiple lifespans, then we understand that it is more than it is Krishna's plan, it is Krishna's sanction. What is Krishna's plan? Krishna give his plan in Bhagavad Gita, in the 10th chapter of 10th verse, where he speaks Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita. There, Krishna reveals his plan. He says, yeah, Krishna says, te, तेषां सततयुक्तानां भजतां प्रीतिपूर्वकं ददामि बुद्धियोगं त्वां येन माम upayanti te. This is yena mam upayanti te is Krishna's plan for us, by which they can come to me. This is his ultimate plan, that somehow or the other, all of my children are wandering in this world, becoming men, becoming women, becoming animals, and doing the same thing, eating, mating, sleeping, defending, and trying to enjoy, and in the process suffering miserably. No parent want their children to suffer. Even if they are suffering by their own choice, they ultimately have a desire for them to come back. Similarly, Krishna has a desire for us to come back. So, yena mam upayantite means by which they can come to me. And how can people come to you? How can these living entities come back to Krishna? The Krishna says, Dadami buddhi yogam tvam. I give them extra intelligence. And when do I do that? When I see them bhajatam priti purvakam. When I see them worshipping me with love and devotion, with sincerity, I give them additional intelligence by which they can come to me. So this is Krishna's plan. Everything else is Krishna's sanction. everything else other than this is Krishna's sanction. Sometimes it can be for facilitating the ultimate plan. For example, if he may uh, sanction something in your life by which you can actually get a reversal in your life. Our Gauranga Prabhu was asking his Guru Maharaj, should he go to America for higher studies? And he says, if you want sense gratification, go to America. But if you want to become a devotee, stay in India and continue serving in the moment. Uh, so um, so that is so depriving of higher education in America, if one may see it as a reversal. But the same Gauranga Prabhu now can go to America anytime he want for preaching tours, and has been traveling all over the world. What to speak of America? So the uh, initially the deprival by Guru of desire of disciples' desire to go to America for study can be seen as a reversal. क्यों नहीं किया no सब लोग तो जा रहे हैं. And then he said that I will stay close to temple, I will be in the temple, I will be associated with devotees, whatever. But Guru declined him bluntly, and then he stayed and in India and then became Gauranga Das as we know him today. So we don't know when pure in the pure devotee's life, Krishna, that is Krishna's plan. Krishna reveals his plan through his spiritual master. That ultimately Krishna didn't wanted him to escape, and then Krishna ensured that Gauranga Das stays in the moment and becomes such a wonderful devotee as he is today. But in our life, can that be the case? Yes, it can be the case. As far as the spiritual path is concerned, that it can be Krishna's plan to inspire you to get connected with Bhivandi, inspire you to join the WhatsApp group, answer to the question. We would have probably reached out to thousands of people, but very few, 400 of them actually showed interest in getting connected with the group, joined the group, and out of that about 250 actually came for the session. So this is Krishna's plan. But in general, anything to do with the spiritual path, spirituality will be Krishna's path. Getting connected with devotees, getting connected with Krishna, getting connected with Bhagavad Gita can be Krishna's path plan, and that is ultimately leading him to make his ultimate plan successful. That is yena mam upayantite, by which we all can go back to Krishna. Everything else other than that can be Krishna's sanction, and at times it will be difficult for us to know with our own eyes which is what. So therefore, you should have devotees in our life. Just like how Gauranga Prabhu went to his Guru Maharaj and asked him, should I go, should I not go? We should also have someone to go to and ask, is this right, is this wrong, what should I do? So this what should I do should be a repeated question we should be asking to our devotee friends in different contexts. And if we can do that, they can help us keep our life on the path of devotion. And that way, we can progress towards Krishna.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for this kind guidance. Prabhuji, that is the thing actually. I used to be very much in this crossroads, like what should I do? Like where should I go? This way or that way? So what is my intuition? So many times some people say, Miki, you should follow your inner calling. So I sometimes feel like my inner calling is getting contaminated with so much influence from the peers or so much influence from the environment. So Prabhuji, that is the thing actually I always used to suffer mostly currently actually that decision taking. So and I am very much scared of taking a wrong decision because I have been in this situation earlier also without any thought. I took some decisions and got into a bit nasty situations like I don't want to do this job, but I had to go to this toxic environment. So like this, Prabhuji, I have been through this.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for sharing. Yes, Bhagavad Gita says that 16th chapter 24th verse, they say that Tasmat Shastra Pramanante Karya Akarya Vyavasthita. The Shastra Praman leke we have to decide. The inner intuitions, when they are aligned with Shastra, they can be trusted. Else they can be distracting.
Yeah.
The actually direction, they can took us in the wrong direction also.
Yes,
Because they
Prabhuji.
can originate from environment. Now, environment is not spiritual. Environment is not Bhagavad Gita. So that's how we should rely on Shastra and rely on devotees who are also leading life according to the Shastra.
Yes, Prabhuji. So, Prabhuji, one more question actually. Prabhuji, just you told ki the God sanction or Krishna sanctioned these things for us. So, it is sanctioned according to our karma or past karma or presently what we are doing. Is it like this only? That
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Okay. And Prabhuji, from where I can get those devotees, Prabhuji? मतलब जैसे आपने बताया कि I should get in touch with them. So there are many type of devotees are there, and we can't decide to whom to follow or whom to go for them. So there is some confusion also.
So stay in the group and we'll keep posting further information. Follow this group and you should reach the right set of devotees.
Okay. Okay, Guruji. Okay, Guruji.
Thank you so much, Raji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So we'll conclude today's session. Thank you all of you for staying back. We exceeded about by 43 minutes, but the questions answers were really good and happy to see engagement from everyone. So if you have more questions, feel free to mention those in the feedback form, and we would love to get in touch with all of you, and we'll soon reveal our next sessions. Or provide more information about the additional sessions that are coming up. My request to all of you is to please start attending those as much as you can, to the best extent you can. And I'll be happy to facilitate some of those if opportunity is given. But until then, wish you all a very happy Krishna conscious life. And thank you so much for joining today's session. We'll conclude today's session. Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanande. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, everyone. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Then
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dhanyavad.